Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who this is, your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Big Brother Season 23. I told you guys that I was going to be watching my reality shows, and Big Brother was one of them in my reality roundup video, which I'll, link up above. My preseason faves are definitely Hannah, Tiffany. I definitely was rooting for everybody black, and that was before the cookout. And I'm so happy that, with Tiffany's plan, master plan, to say, the least, got to the 6. And Tiffany deserves her flowers. Like, people were really trying to downplay Tiffany's game like it wasn't the plan. Derek may have called the cookout, and it was actually Xavier who said the cookout. It wasn't even Derek who called it the cookout. It was Xavier who came out of the bathroom and was like, the cookout. And then he confirmed it with Derek F. that said, oh, this is just what we're calling it, the cookout. So, to be honest, it was really Xavier who named the group. But maybe it was, as Tiffany said, it was probably Derek F. who went around and be like, oh, it was agreement at first. It was agreement, and that's what they called it. Then it was to beat by week 4. It was either week 3 or week 4. But I'm going to call it week 3. That was when Tiffany created the master plan. She told it to, not Xavier, it was Kyler first, then Xavier, Hannah. She went to the Jokers, and that was the master plan. To say first and foremost to Kyler, when you do the clownery comes back to bite. You did the clownery nominating your final two with Tiffany, and Hannah. 2 people who said, it was really Tiffany, but 2 people who said that take out Xavier, take out Xavier, take out Xavier, take out Xavier. Tiffany gave you, it was a week that Tiffany was HOH. And she was basically telling you that Xavier literally named you as one of the people to go up on the block. Xavier was one of the people that was like, you should go home. And Tiffany kept that to herself, but then she went and told Kyler. And Kyler was like, oh, no. Tiffany was like, yeah, he's throwing comps. You don't know his ability. Come to find out, Final 4 HOH, Final 4 veto, you lost to Xavier. Tiffany, words coming to pass. Tiffany was like, yo, he's going to agree to the final 2 of you, but he's going to cut you. As soon as he gets the chance to cut you, he's going to cut you. He's going to be like, yo, because since the beginning, Tiffany and Hannah already found out that Xavier's true final 2 was Derek F. Now, I don't understand why Kyler thought Xavier did this and Xavier did that. What did Xavier really do? Xavier did not do much. The people who did the most for the cookout was Tiffany, Hannah. I would give Kyler his little credit, and then Xavier, and then Ozza and Big Delusional. And that was the people who did the cookout. Ozza not getting, Big Delusional getting on Ozza, saying he carried Ozza. He didn't carry Ozza. The only time Ozza was in danger was when Christian was HOH. That was basically it. That was the only time. The fact that he was like, oh, I was saving people. Tiffany, before people were HOH, already had the roll call. They even showed you in the episodes when Frenchie, she basically spearheaded Frenchie, Whitney, and Brent's HOHs. She even told Kyler they're the 3-headed monster, 3-headed snake. She wanted Whitney and Brent on the block, but preferably Brent. Then she was like, Whitney's next. Whitney was next. Like, Tiffany already had that plan to say that, oh, I got what I wanted. No. Basically, when Christian went HOH, he was like, oh, Whitney's coming after you, Whitney's coming after you. And then Alyssa was like, oh, we should have went after Hannah. But even going after Hannah, Derek X's relationship with Hannah was more stronger than Whitney, and then the cookout would have kept Hannah safe. So it would have been the same scenario, just with probably a 6-5 vote if everybody wasn't on board. With if everyone wasn't on board with doing a unanimous vote against Whitney. That Kylan got blindsided. I mean, the way that it went about was a little theatrical, because it was Ozza in her yellow dress, which she literally told everybody that yellow dress was her finale dress. The fact that she got dressed up in that yellow dress, Xavier never said anything. Big Delusional never said anything. And then he talked about Xavier's nephew, and Xavier was stepping to him. I thought Xavier was going to swing on him. Bruh, that was like, I was shook, because I was like, I know this man did not just say that. I know this man. And then the way I was expecting Julie to like hurry it up, because like any other eviction, Julie would have been like, okay, come on, house guys, you know. But the fact that it was like over a minute and a half and it was just dead silent, everyone was just paying attention to what was being said. The camera faced on Xavier, faced on Kylan. And then Julie finally was like, Kylan, come out the house. And I'm just like, whoa. I'm so shook, because, like, what? Now this man talking about he doesn't really regret what he said because it's objectively true. He needs to apologize. Tiffany, I'm glad that she's getting her flowers, because people want to play in her face. People don't want to give her credit. People want to say that she was selfish. Big Delusional thinking that he did work. Tiffany and Kylan were truly the number one people in the cookout who was being strategic the first 4 weeks. Then Tiffany kind of moved in with Hannah, and that's when they started being more strategic together. And she would talk strategy with Hannah more, and then she would talk strategy with Derek X, and then Claire. Her and Claire used to be running different scenarios, which would be like so hectic. They'll just be talking about scenarios after scenarios after scenarios after scenarios after scenarios. Her, Hannah too. Derek X was only person who would probably like, they'd run scenarios together, and then he would probably like challenge her on one of her scenarios, and that was it. But Claire is the only one who probably like agreed with every scenario. Hannah agreed, but sometimes she would like maybe reform that scenario, and then I think Kylan would probably say, oh, this is a better way. But Derek X and Kylan probably the most two challenging strategists when they were with Tiffany, because Tiffany was like probably the best strategist in that house. Like, out of all the players, out of the 16 house guys, Claire, Tiffany, Hannah, Derek X, and Kylan were the strategists. Xavier did not strategize anything at all. He really did not did anything strategic. He really just, the whole Batman Superman comment was said first by Tiffany, who Tiffany went around the house saying it to everybody else, and that's how everybody else picked it up and said, oh, he wants to have this Batman Superman, gameplay. And that's why people were like, that's why they were saying that in the house. I just don't like how people are, Kylan specifically, trying to downplay Tiffany, but hopefully with a bunch of people like telling you, and obviously when they get back outside and see the fact that Tiffany was BB23, she was the spearhead, the leader of the cookout, she was the face of Big Brother 23. Like, Derek X, he is loved in the house and outside of the house, but he was in Big Brother 23. He even basically told, I think, Sarah Beth, that he owes his game to Tiffany. Tiffany took Derek X under her wing after the whole Frenchie fiasco. Helped him out, strategized with him, all that stuff. Derek X, he's smart too. He puts his 2 and 2 together, but Tiffany literally helped him navigate this game. So the whole situation where, Derek X, Tiffany deserves all the credit that she deserves and is due. People don't really give her credit enough for me. Like, this is why she's for AFP. Like, I need people to be voting every day. I don't like how they doing this one vote a day thing, because it usually would have been 10 votes a day. I don't know. Why is this one vote a day? Where is this one vote coming from? I need that 10 votes a day. Like, where is this one vote a day thing? Like, come on now. But, yeah, I can't wait till the finale night. You know, we're going to talk about the AFP, the winner. We have our first black winner in Big Brother US. You know, we were going to talk about Tiffany, my girl, my preseason fave. Tiffany and Hannah literally were on my draft. Like, when they got sent out in a double eviction, it was literally like a double homicide. Like, my people in my draft just diminished, because there was only 6 people left in the house, and I had already Tiffany and Hannah both on my same draft. So it was like, dang. It was sad. Talk about, yeah, AFP. I was so happy. I was literally voting every day, telling people to vote, telling my family, my friends, random people to vote for Tiffany, and I just so happy that she won, because she really deserved it. If she couldn't win the game, she deserved America's favorite player. I know a lot of people are like, you know, DX, Derek X. I mean, Derek X was cool, but since Tiffany got robbed at Final 6, then we have to give Tiffany something. Like, they already knew, they were even talking about in the house, that, you know, only the final 5 get something extra, but the 6th person doesn't get anything except for the jury stipend. So they already knew it, and knowing Tiffany did like the most work for the cookout, and you just literally just, like, you already have Derek Frazier with the 7,500, and then, like, and he didn't do nothing. Then, you know, Sarah Beth getting that $5,000 that she took from DX. So just like Tiffany not getting nothing except for the jury stipend, and that's basically it. Probably would have been like $15K or something like that. Like, just, you know, TV type, you know, in reimbursements or whatever. But yeah, let's talk about the season. You know, let's talk about these people's games. You know, Tiffany from day one, you know, they had a collective to do the cookout. Everybody was like, just like how last season with Davon Bailey and David. They never had an alliance, but it was just, you know, it was just a collective agreement not to vote each other out. That's why Davon made it a point to say she wasn't going to vote out David if he was on the block. That's why the whole debacle between, you know, David and Nicole on the block, Davon wasn't going to vote out David, because it was an agreement that, you know, she wasn't going to vote out a black player. So just like this season, in the beginning, you know, Tiffany, you know, is giving credit to Derek Frazier that he went around the house and, you know, told everyone, like, you know, we're good, all that stuff. But he never came up with a plan. He never had a strategy. He never had anything. He just basically confirmed what everybody else was already thinking. Everybody else was like, yeah, we're not going to vote out a black person. So it was very like a collective agreement. And that's basically all he did, was just have some confirmation to it. But Tiffany, week 3, July 28th, came up with the master plan. That day, definitely on the feeds, it was like a lot. Tiffany deserves her credit is the fact that, you know, Derek Frazier is now coming to say that both him and Xavier, you know, had this duo plan, but he just allowed Tiffany to get the credit. Now, when did he told Xavier that? Because there's even proof, video footage of the first week of feeds when Tiffany asked Hannah, like, oh, you're good with us? And Hannah was like, yeah, we're good. And just making sure. And then that was the week that Kylan got, you know, put up on the block by Frenchie. And they were all the cookout members, basically. It was Azza, Kylan, I think Derek Frazier, Tiffany, Hannah was on the other side. They were all talking, and Tiffany was like, what did you think I was saying? Because in the beginning, Tiffany was like, yeah, we're going to have a pair. She, even when the cookout was started, she was like, we're going to have a peer. She told them on day 1, and then she came up with the plan and strategy week 3. So the fact that people are trying to say she didn't, she did. There's even video footage of that, and that was day 2 when they showed it on the actual real show. What Tiffany was saying, they showed Tiffany being that mastermind. There is no video footage of Derek Frazier ever doing that. And yeah, you can say, yeah, sometimes the feed's cut off. Sometimes, not everybody is in the same room as the cameras. True, but the feeds were on for literally more than 90% of the 3-month period. No, we have the video footage. We have the receipts. Like, we can pull them up. Yeah, so basically the postseason they're cracked. I mean, they're so funny postseason. Tiffany, Derek X, they're so funny. Kylan, I feel like he's trying to double down on what he said and try to do like his little roundabout way of explaining situations just to make have his point across, or his objective facts. But no, sir. Like, you can't do that to us. Like, you can't just like, oh, these are objective facts. Like Tiffany said, these are alternative facts. So yeah, they're not the truth. Him saying that Hannah and Derek Frazier were interchangeable, and then he wanted to come on and say that a steel box and a plastic bowl. I'm like, a steel box can hold 100 pounds, but a plastic bowl will crush under 100 pounds. So please riddle me this, Mr. Young. Like, how are they the same? How they're interchangeable? I can make a bowl of cereal in a plastic bowl. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna put some milk and cereal in a steel box. Like, come on now. Like, what are you saying? He was like, oh, a steel box and a plastic bowl are interchangeable on different metrics and uses that you use it for. Like, hello? Are you okay? Then, yeah, I was just like, sir. And then everyone wants to know, do you stand by what he said in an interview about how Tiffany, you don't think that Tiffany was like a good representation of a winner of a season? Like, no, because how could you stand by and say Tiffany was literally the best player out of the 6. Besides you, Tiffany was the first, you, then Hannah, then Xavier, then Azza, then Derek Frazier. That's how the order goes. So to come and say, oh, Tiffany was the best. But yes, as I was saying, I'm so glad that my fave, Tiffany Mastermind Mitchell, has won America's Favorite Player. She deserves. If she couldn't have won the season, she deserves America's Favorite Player. It was very iconic. I mean, history has been made. Despite how these people were acting, history has been made. And nothing much I can say about that. Anyway, we're on the postseason time. Celebrity Big Brother is coming in, I think Julie said February, and then Big Brother Canada season 10. Yes, I could see who's coming. Definitely people who are going to be coming back would definitely be Tiffany, definitely Derek X, probably maybe Hannah, but I don't know, because Hannah, she could definitely come back, but it's just like, it depends. I definitely feel like Derek X and Tiffany has it on lock. Claire, people want to say Claire. Claire, she's good people's, but I don't think she's gonna come back. No. Kylan, definitely, because he gave us, I feel like he probably would come back for sure. The dislike for him for sure because of what he said and done. Especially the way he went out. He should have just went out classy like Tiffany. Tiffany could have had a right to be upset and go out, being upset. But Tiffany went out classy, gave everybody hugs, had the last cookout, rua, whatever, cookout meeting, high five, I forgot what it is, and Tiffany was just, she went out so classy, gave everybody respect, blah, blah, blah. He went out talking about Xavier's nephew. I'm like, bro. And it was so tense. Like, I don't even know if I can see that scene again because it was just a very, very tense. It was like, yo, what are you doing? And then, like, Julie brought up at the finale. I'm just like, Julie, that thing was so tense. You should just let them talk about it, not talk about it on air. Like, you left the house. When you left the house, it was very tense between you and Xavier. And then you got this man trying to explain in a little short segment. Like, you don't even have time. Like, they didn't even show any footage or clips or montages of the season. All they showed was little house guest secrets. And I'm just like, okay. Like, they usually would give you, like, a little montage of, like, what happened in the season. Something iconic, stuff like that. Especially, like, when Derek X helped Tiffany, escaped from being seen by Kylan and Derek F when he was HOH. That was such a, like, an iconic scripted, unscripted moment because it was just, like, literally the way that the camera panned from, he's like, come on, Tiffany, let's go. They were in the bathroom. They run down the stairs. He's like Tiffany's running, and then he taps on the DR, and then as soon as he gets in, they're like start coming from the kitchen over there. Like they didn't even get seen not one time. That would have been a good thing to see. Especially they should have put it on the show or something. But no, like there was no need. There was no way to like edit around it. It was such a like really good moment. Like, they really fumbled the bag on good moments to show in the show. Like, there was a lot of good moments to show on the show. And they did not do that. But yeah, that is season 23 of Big Brother. Very good season. I can definitely see Tiffany come back again. She said she wants to come back again. Derek X, Hannah, I can see her coming back. But I don't know, depending on how they do things. And Kylan, I can see him coming back. So those are the four that I feel like would come back, giving the opportunity. Obviously they all want to come back, but given the opportunity, I feel like CBS would do that. They could do a BB18 season again, how they did with half the house guests, returnees and have to get house guest newbies, or they can do definitely like a BB18 or BB Can 5 season, how they did that. It would be really good. BB19 was just having Paul in there. That was messed up. And he still lost at the end, having 4 weeks of safety and making it to the final 2 chairs back to back and still ending up losing. But yeah, that is my little BB23 update. Definitely was a great season. And yeah, if you like this video, like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.